Welcome to episode 59 of the Ben Briggs podcast. I am Ben Briggs. It's Tuesday, people. Tuesday, 26th November, 2019. I hope your week has all started well, people out there. Hope you're working hard, people. Getting those coffers in, yeah. Trying to do as much work as possible so you get that promotion, are you? I don't know. Let's calm down, Ben. Let's calm down. It's been all right for me so far. After the week off, I was back on the gigging last night. A little bit rusty, to say the least. Did a new material night with notes. I know, people. Not prepared. Really, after a week, Ben? You're not even bothered to learn that material after a week? No, I haven't. Stop judging me, people out there. Yeah, we've all got shit to do. But I did that last night in quite a localish gig, so it was quite nice. And it went all right. I was booked for 10. I was closing it anyway, and the guy there, Dan, always lets me go on a little bit longer, which is quite nice. And just as well, really, because I always seem to fucking do it. Jesus. I went on last night, booked for 10, did about 25. Most of it fucking horse shit. But there's a few little bits in there that I actually did that was material that actually worked out all right. I know there might be a few little fucking nuggets in there. But I don't know yet. I don't know. We'll see, won't we? We'll see at other gigs. Apart from that, I haven't really done a lot. I sat watching that documentary. It's a new documentary on Netflix. Really, Ben? You're watching a documentary on Netflix? That's not like you. You've changed, man. I know. I love a fucking good documentary. This is my point with documentaries. Hey, you got a point on that, Ben? Stop asking yourself questions as well. This is my point about documentaries now. Documentaries are made they used to be about somebody who was fucking amazing. Usually about, I know there's loads of fucking Hitler ones, but if you watch like a nondescript thing, it's always a documentary about a celebrity or something like that. And now all the documentaries are just about people doing horrendous things. Just awful things. If you want a documentary made about you in about 10 years' time, just kill 4 people. A minimum of 4, or touch people up. You know, because that's what this documentary was about. It was about that the hot yoga guy. Now, there is a certain amount of irony to that statement. Bikram Choudhury, who says he invented, but he didn't. Basically, he just ripped off somebody else. He ripped off some guy in India, went over to America, set up the hot yoga thing, the Bikram yoga places, and become a fucking multi-millionaire. It was essentially, it looks like some sort of yoga pyramid scheme that is they set up. And you know how the fucking Americans love that. Hey man, if you don't get involved in this pyramid scheme, then you're a fucking loser. And everyone thinks, hey, I don't want to be a loser, I'll get involved. Here's loads of fucking money. Here's loads of my money. And only the people at the top of it ever earn anything out of it. Everybody else gets fucking shafted. Bit of tea there. But anyway, yeah, this documentary is about that. Basically, he used to charge about $10,000 dollars rather to become a yoga teacher and go through the training. And he'd put people up in a hotel. He'd have the penthouse suite in the hotel, and then just basically feed off the fucking young women who came wanting to learn from him, because he was a yoga guru. He could bend a bit. He was flexible, you know. He was an Asian dude, and that's the other thing. If it was a white guy doing that, setting up this hot yoga thing, it wouldn't have taken off. But like 99.9% of the people who went along to these classes were fucking white middle class women who wanted to find that fucking, hey man, spirituality. And all they found really was serious sexual harassment by the sounds of the fucking documentary. Oh, fuck me. But everybody goes like that. You know, the warning signs are there. He's walking around in just Speedos. I'm not sure, you know. There's people in shorts and T-shirts and shit, and he's just parading around in Speedos. I don't know, maybe it made him better at yoga. But there's flexible materials out there these days that he could have been using rather than just parading around in a pair of fucking black Speedos. You know, here's all my fucking junk right here. Just thrusting it at people, standing on top of them as they're bent in a crab position. But fucking hell, I watched that. And it's everybody like that, isn't it? Everybody who has a little bit of a cult following or becomes a massive superstar through something, tries banging the people that they're... I don't know. It's well, not everybody. You know, I imagine Mary Berry isn't doing that. You know, just grooming people. Hey, I really like your baking. Maybe you could become a baking teacher. Stay at this hotel, and I'll fucking break into your room and fucking touch you up. Mary, get your fucking hands off me. I only come here to learn how to bake, sweetheart. Behave yourself. Yeah, but it's always men. Isn't it? Always men who are thrust in a position of power and then they just think, well, I can start banging anyone I want. Ah, dear. But anyway, this time it was a brown man rather than a white man. So I felt slightly less uneasy. Less uneasy about that. Dear. But it was fucking horrendous. If you watch it, you can just see, you can see where it's going to go. I know it's probably in the title, to be perfectly honest with you. It's probably in the title. But, yeah, you can see where it's going to go. He's got loads of young women. You know, he's bending the women in positions and that and just leaving the fucking blokes to get on with. Hey, you just get on with it over there. But this lady, who's fucking hot, needs particular attention and needs my fucking hands all over her ass and her legs. But yeah, it sounds fucking horrendous. And he's now moved the country. He's now left America and setting up schools in like Mexico and shit like that. So he's still doing it. And a few of the cases have been settled out of court, but it's quite an interesting... I didn't realise it was that big a thing. I'm not, believe it or not, people, I'm not really into my yoga, you know. I'm not really into it. I know people who are into their yoga. They love it. Oh, you got to do yoga. I don't know. It just feels like stretching, isn't it just stretching? You know, just putting yourself in positions and just, you know, just stretching a bit, innit? You know, I know some of the things are quite difficult to do. That one where like you're fucking bent backwards and then your fucking head comes out of your fucking legs or whatever, and you're completely in a circle, but I can't see any practical use where that would be needed unless you end up in some sort of horrendous car accident and you just fucking shunted into a fucking lorry and you just bent over backwards and you think, oh, fucking hell, thank God for this. If I hadn't been doing that yoga, my fucking back would have been broken by now, but thank God I am flexible enough to survive this collision. But yeah, I've got no idea what practical use it gives you. It just makes you more flexible, in which case, I don't know, what does that help with? You know, your joints and stuff, maybe? I don't know. He was doing it in like 100 degree. This was the fucking best thing. He's doing it in like 100-degree heat or whatever, and everybody's sweating their bollocks off, and he's just sitting on a chair like... I don't know, like some sort of fucking lord, almost like a slave owner, just sitting there on a chair while everybody's working and sweating in front of him, and he's got like fucking air conditioning blowing on his neck as well. As he's just sitting there in his Speedos, oh, nice and cool, and then every now and again going around and standing on people. He made fucking millions out of that, of standing on other people and fucking slagging them off to their face. I could fucking do that. Oh, dear. But, It was actually a little bit more tea there. It was actually quite interesting, just because I didn't know anything about hot yoga or anything like that. It seems like everybody was like singing its praises, almost like he was some sort of Jesus figure. That's what happens in things like this, isn't it? Like, particularly with like different philosophies, like to the Western philosophy. You know, people see these people as see people like that, and they see him as a prophet, like a false prophet, don't they? And then suddenly everything they say, you know, as soon as people start listening to them, that's when they start trying to fuck them. That geezer could have made fucking nothing. He could have just been on the streets now, just being, you know, homeless, just bending back and forth, and everybody going, you fucking shit. But he sold it right. He's from India, the place where yoga was invented, I imagine, you know. And it had early footage of him, and he was like doing stunts and shit, people driving motorcycles over him and shit while he's on a bed of nails. And then suddenly he's a multi-millionaire guru type. That's it, isn't it? It's the old snake oil salesman, isn't it? For the yoga generation there. That's it. But fuck me, Jesus. It's always the same. They always get corrupted and always fucking try fucking people. And basically, he's settled out of court for a lot of the stuff, so he's got away with it. And now he's moved down to Mexico for those senoritas. And people have to go down there to see him now because he's fucking on the run. I imagine if they put him in a cell, he might be able to squeeze through the bars anyway. You just see, get back to the cell and there's just an empty pair of Speedos on the floor. I don't know, and a load of sweat where he's worked up to be able to slip through the bars. I don't know, man. It's definitely a particularly American phenomenon, that sort of thing, though. I think they're always, you know, probably because all of those people go over there, you know. And I don't know, maybe they're a little bit more gullible than us, the old Americans. I don't know. Hey, I'm not holding it against you, American people out there. Or maybe it's just the opportunity, isn't it? You've got that. That's the thing. You've done it to yourselves, America. You've built yourself as the land of opportunity. So you get all those fucking weirdos just saying, well, I can sell this shit to people. Whereas over here, we are, at the minute in the UK, the land of no opportunity. The land of anywhere that we don't know. We don't know where the fuck the future's going to be. We don't know what's going to happen after the 12th of December. That's it, isn't it? Oh, dear. So, anyway, yeah. It was an interesting documentary to watch. But it's essentially like a cult system. But we've got them over here as well, I think. We've got Bikram yogas over here as well. So he's gone fucking global with it. But it seems to take off in America first. And then that's kind of legitimizes it for an English audience. And then they fucking bring it over here. I don't know, man. It's all things like that. America's... I fucking love America, right? I love it. But... it's a little bit fucking weird. I was reading something the other day. What was it? Support animals. That's it. Emotional support animals. On planes and shit like that. That's what they do. They take it over there. Over here, right? You're allowed a guide dog. And if you're disabled, you're allowed a little helping dog. I don't know what it does. Does it go to the... it might go to the trolley for you. You know, when the old trolley dolly comes round, orders you a drink. I don't know. If you know, probably taps a little paw on your shoulder. Do you want another drink, buddy? Yeah, trolley's coming round. Thanks a lot. Woo, go and get that for me, Fido. Lovely. But in the States, man, I was reading this thing, and I checked my sources, by the way, because it just seemed fucking ridiculous. That people have emotional support animals because they get scared on planes. And you think, oh, what's that? Like a properly trained dog? Nope. It ain't trained, baby. And it ain't just dogs. They have cats, ponies. I know. I said that, people. Ponies. That was one of them. One of them that wasn't let on was an emotional support peacock. Oh, can you imagine that? Sitting next to somebody with an emotional support peacock, just going, wah! In your fucking ear for 8 hours. I'm not too sure about United Airlines. I might travel with somebody else. But yeah, that's what they do. They take these. I don't know what they did before they were allowed these on. I think they're like trying to review it a little bit because like people taking hedgehogs on, hamsters. You know, it would be interesting to see what's the largest animal you could actually get on a plane. Like they had like mini horses, you know. Depending on the flight, you're going to be knee deep in shit there down the aisle, aren't you? Snakes, fucking, what else was it? Let's have a look. I don't know. There was a whole load of shit on there, man, that they were taking with them. It was just, you know, a duck, an emotional support duck. I'm not sure how much emotional support a duck can actually give you. You know, if you're worried about flying, maybe it's maybe if the plane crashes, the duck's fine. The duck's not worried about it at all, is it? A plane crashing, you're just going to open the door and it's off. You know, a pony's going to make a hell of a fucking mess flying around the cabin as you're hurtling towards the ground. It's going to take a few people out, isn't it? If you have to make an emergency landing, that pony is going to be... You know, what do? Strap it into the pony seat? It's going to be flying around that cabin, just fucking battering people's heads in with its hooves as it's... I'm not too sure how safe that would be. But, you know, these people take them on board. That's what they do. A small sloth. That was the best one. The best one. A small sloth. That's what somebody took on as a comfort animal. You know, if you start freaking out, they're not the most, you know, they're not the quickest response animals, are they? The sloth. You know, it's all in the name. Isn't it? Sloth or sloth? Is it? Sloth or sloth? Sloth. Don't know. Either. But they're not the quickest off the mark, are they? To see your anxiety building. You could be freaking out and fucking, you know, ramming your head in the fucking tray, in the seat in front of you by the time it's even fucking reacted. I just want a hug. Okay, give me half an hour and I'll be there. As it's slowly reaching its arm around you. Dear. I don't know, man. People are fucking... But this is what's happened, though, and people have allowed this to happen, haven't they? The airlines have allowed this to happen. Somebody's taken a dog on because they're fucking crying. You know, obviously, if they're a trained dog, like I know the veterans out there, some of the veterans get a bit, fucking freaked out, a few fucking flashbacks, dive to the ground, start digging a trench in the middle of the plane. Some of them guys, they have a few support animals, don't they, when they get a bit twitchy. But you know, if you just don't like flying that much, you know, that's it. Where does it end? This is my emotional support tiger. He just calms me down. I just love him. He's just sitting on the chair next to you, just licking his lips, waiting for you to fucking fall asleep so he can have a little nibble. Does anybody know where the passenger in 48D's gone? Got no idea. The tiger's sitting there just fucking picking bits of your shirt out of his teeth. I don't know, man. Dear. I don't know. It's the world's gone mad. The world has literally gone mad there. If you're getting to the stage where you need to take a small sloth on holiday with you, just on the plane, you know, just to get you through that flight. Maybe flying's not for you. Maybe drive it. If it's an internal flight in America, drive it maybe. Get a train, you know. And if you're going abroad, maybe, you know, there's a lot of nice destinations in the States. Just stay over there. There got to be internal flights because, you know, You imagine coming through customs and you've got a fucking peacock on a lead in front of you. You know, as you're fucking shaking like shit. I just like the way how he displays his feathers. It just really calms me down as it's doing that in the fucking middle aisle, people trying to push by to go to the toilet. Oh, Jesus, man. That's 2019, people, innit? That's 2019. But I don't know. Fucking hell. It's a strange, crazy world, people. Strange, crazy world. The election debates are hotting up as well over here in the UK at the minute. We got what? How long we got? About 2 weeks, is it? 2 weeks until the election? Something like that. I don't know why I said that in a French accent. Probably because we're leaving Europe and it could be my last chance. Could be my last chance. But yeah, that's all hotting up, isn't it? The old anti-Semitism is being hammered, isn't it? That's one thing Corbyn's never going to get away from as many times. He could be at a bar mitzvah and somebody comes in to kill all the people in the fucking synagogue. Or he could be at a bris. Is that a bris? Is that where they fucking brutally hack off the end of a young Jewish lad's penis? Is that it? I think that's a bris, isn't it? He could be at one of those and somebody storms in with a fucking AK-47 and he wrestles them to the ground or uses himself as a human shield and then somehow survives, saving everybody there, disarming the gunman and then putting him in the handcuffs and leading him out. And people would still say he's anti-Semitic. Isn't it? Oh, dear. I'm not sure he is, to be honest. I'm sure there are people in the Labour Party who are. I'm sure there are. You know, it's a different thing, isn't it? I think it's a different thing between criticising the Israeli government for occupying the fucking areas that they occupy illegally, shall we say, and being anti-Semitic. Like, nobody in this country as well, does anybody really, really, really give a fuck? I know there is people, extremist people out there. Does anybody really, really, really give a fuck what religion somebody is? You know, it doesn't, you know, as long as they're not like fucking driving over you on a footpath in London or fucking brutally stabbing you, which seems to have been quelled a little bit in the last 12 months. Unless you're doing that or you're fucking, you know, being a cunt and beating people up or whatever. But anti-Semitism is in the news. There was a thing on the, I watched a thing on YouTube. There's a video on YouTube of some black dude. I don't know whether he's definitely not into Jews. Let's put it that way. He's not a fan of the Jewish religion because he's there with a fucking copy of the Bible or something, or the Torah, is it? I don't know. And there's a Jewish guy with a Jewish lad sitting down, and he's just fucking really in their face. This black dude. I don't know whether he's Muslim or Christian or what religion he is. It doesn't, but he's just... And the Jewish dad's just there going, this is what happens sometimes, son. You sometimes get this. They've got the little Jewish hats on. You know, I don't know the name for those. You know, they're baseball caps without a cap on them, without a peak on them, aren't they? What is the name of the Jewish hat? Just so I don't look fucking ignorant. Let's have a look. Jewish hat name. Yarmulke, is that it? I don't know. Is that the yarmulke? Brimless cap worn by Jewish people. Men and boys usually wear them, but some women and girls wear them too. Hey, look at the old Jews getting very progressive there. Hey, you can wear this hat too, ladies. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Yeah, there's a picture of it there. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, this guy's fucking slagging them off. Basically, just reading shit to a Jewish father and son. You know what I mean? I'm not sure you're really going to change their mind on the tube, man. You know, and then you're turning around saying you're going to knock people out when they fucking interrupt you. You know, they're going about their day. They're not hurting anyone, are they? You know, They're not shooting Palestinians or anything like that, are they? You know, they're just going about their day. That's the difference, though. But people can twist that, can't they? People can twist that and say, oh, if you don't like Israel, that means you're anti-Semitic. It's not, is it? You know, like, England is a Christian country. You can not like some of the things that the English government do, i.e. invading Iraq, but it doesn't mean you're anti-Christian. You know. It's a difficult one, though, isn't it? Because people can use, but both sides use that to their advantage anyway, don't they? You know, you're never going to stop it. You're never going to stop because some people like to play the victim. I couldn't give a shit if you're Jewish. I didn't even know. I've known someone fucking years, right? Years and years and years I've known him. And after about 8 years, I didn't even realise that he was Jewish. And he has the most Jewish name in the world. It just didn't click. He looks very Jewish as well. But it just didn't click. I wouldn't be able to tell unless somebody is in a yarmulke that I've just learned. Unless somebody is in that, dressed in a yarmulke. Or with the ringlets and, you know, like with the old top hat thing on. I wouldn't be able to tell if someone was Jewish or not. I couldn't even give a shit. I imagine they're the super Jews, are they? The ones with the ringlets? I don't know. Are they the super Orthodox Jews? I don't know. This is how little I know about other religions. I imagine they're more extreme. You're not going to be, you know, you're not going to be super liberal, are you? You're not going to be super liberal. You know, like you're not just going to be a casual Jew and get dressed up in the ringlets and everything like that. You know, you're definitely carrying a copy of the Torah around with you on most days with that look. I think then the yarmulke is the way down, isn't it? That's the next scale down, wearing that, and then I don't know. How ignorant do I fucking sound at the minute? But anyway, the point is, I was trying to make is that a lot of people think that just having a, you know, I don't think Jeremy Corbyn is. I imagine there is people in the Labour Party that could be. But I imagine there's a lot more fucking in the Conservative Party and they're keeping fucking quiet about it. They're just doing that, you know, offset. Oh, you think we're cunts? Have a look at, well, he's anti-Semitic. Yeah, but you're fucking bigoted, racist and homophobic. Yeah, well, don't talk about that. Oh, fucking hell, we're on 27 minutes, people. Jesus. I've gone on a lot, and I've gone on a lot. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at what's been in the news, shall we? This is a fucking great story. A man and six... let's have a look. Title of this. Man and 6 children rescued from Netherlands basement after 9 years waiting for the end of time. 9 fucking years. Is it the end of the world yet, Dad? No, not yet. Oh, Jesus, we've been under him. You know, after 5 years. You know, wouldn't after 5 years you poke your head out, have a little look, see if the Earth's still fucking there. A man and 6 young adults have been discovered after apparently living for 9 years in a cellar on a remote Dutch farm. You know what? That sounds fucking heaven to me. I ain't going to lie to you. A remote Dutch farm where you can just lock yourself in a fucking basement. And, you know, they've changed a little bit, haven't they? Wasn't the Fritzels, weren't they Dutch as well? You know, not everyone's fucking their own children in the cellar. Hang on, I haven't read all the story yet. That could be an option. Police spokesman Natalie Schubart confirmed to RTV that a 58-year-old man had been arrested, and that 6 young adults were discovered in a shut-off space on the farm in Rheinewald. She would not confirm the relation between the people or describe the conditions they were found in or the state of health for privacy reasons. The alarm was sounded at the weekend by a barman at a local bar when an unkempt 25-year-old, fucking hell, he went down there when he was 16, came to his bar confused on Sunday. No shit, he was confused. I bet he didn't realise it was still fucking open. I can't believe you'd be open. Why not? I thought the world had been destroyed. What time do you close? I'll have a beer. First time I saw him, I sent him away, but after a few days later, he came back. Last week, he came in and ordered a few beers, but we were going to shut. Last Sunday, he ordered 5 beers and drank them. Then I talked to him. He said that he had run away and needed help. Then we called in the police. How's he got fucking money? How's he got fucking money to buy those fucking beers if he's been under the ground for 9 years? Did they just bury themselves with a load of money? I don't know. Euro. When did the euro come in? Euro introduced. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's within the 9 years. Fucking hell, Ben. Let's have a look. Fucking hell. The older man was reportedly ill in bed after having had a stroke several years ago. You'd fucking take a peek out then, wouldn't you? After 2 years underground, you have a stroke and you think, oh, fuck it. You know, if the world's going to end, I'm going to have a little, little skylight just to have a look. The children had no contact with the outside world and neighbours had no knowledge of them at all. Jesus. The family's hidden behind trees and difficult to see from the main road. Jesus. Roger de Groot, mayor of the village, told people, I don't really give a shit about my population and don't get around to see everyone. He added that their relatives thought to have died before they moved there around 9 years ago, and some of the children were not officially registered. Jesus, man. 9 years, though. It looks quite a nice place, to be fair. 9 years underground. You know, the post would start building up a little bit, wouldn't it? 9 years worth of post. You're not seeing your fucking neighbour for 9 years. I know. It doesn't look that overgrown either. Like the farm where the man and 6 children have been living in Rhineworld. Yeah, it doesn't look that. That's a fucking sky. They've got skylights in the fucking roof. Those roofs look new. This is bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on this one. I don't know. I don't know. Fucking hell. 9 years, come on. If it's the end of the world being in there. That was it. Maybe that guy just wanted somebody to look after him when he had a stroke. He had an idea, 2 years passed, he had a stroke and just went, oh no, it sounds like dangerous out there still. Anyway, get us a cup of tea, sweetheart. I don't know, fucking hell. Jesus. What are we on? 32 minutes, people. That's episode 59. I'll be back on Saturday. We're going to have some more adverts on Saturday as well. Woo! Because I'll have time to have done it by then. That was episode 59. I will be back on Saturday, as I say. Have a good week, motherfuckers, and I'll speak to you then. Take care.